Oh wow, I think my camera is too high def. This is, I guess, some fillers or a filter or a miracle. So I wasn't planning on filming anything today, which I feel like is always what YouTubers say at the beginning of like serious videos. The reason I wanted to chat today is because of the recent things with Kat Von D, but also the way in which the internet reacts to their faves or really influential people screwing up. And because what I do better than anything else is stealing ideas from other better YouTubers, I'm going to also make this a get ready with me because that's what Georgia Harris did. What I'm talking about when I say the thing with Kat Von D, I'm referring to, of course, the whole thing where Kat Von D said in an Instagram post recently about her pregnancy that she was not planning on vaccinating her unborn child. She started out the post by being like, when you're pregnant, as soon as you announce that you're expecting, people give you unsolicited advice, which is true. And it was truly a post where it's like one of those like, they had us in the first half, like, you got me, I'm with you. And then it's that one line that's like, raising our child without vaccinations. I'm like, you lost me, Catherine. So people have been predictably up in arms over such a power player in the makeup world and someone who people have looked up to for years since before she started her own makeup line, coming out as an anti-vaxxer, which has been a pretty controversial argument on the internet the past couple of years. I didn't super want to like talk at length about my point of view of Kat Von D because I'm not coming at this from the angle that a lot of other people are, where Kat Von D is like a fave of mine and I have to emotionally grapple with her sharing this harmful, like way beyond problematic, like dangerous opinion. I don't really like her. And that's kind of why I didn't want to get into this, because I didn't want it to seem like I, as a person who hasn't liked Kat Von D for several years, I didn't want to come on and be like, well, like, it's about time you guys realize she's trash. I'm over here being enlightened, or like, I don't understand what you're so upset. She was always bad. Like, I don't think that's like helpful to anyone at all. So I didn't want to do that. And I wasn't planning on doing that, but I didn't want it to seem like that's what I was doing. I don't want to get into why I don't like Kat Von D. Most of it is for anti-Semitism related reasons. And I'm sure if you Google anything about her, they will come up. And that is why I don't really F with Kat Von D. But that's besides the point. Most of what I've seen from people is, I'm really far away, I'm sorry, you probably can't see what I'm doing at all. Most of what I've seen from people has actually been really comforting for me, where I've seen a lot of people be like, this is difficult for me to come to this decision, but my morals and my principles are more important than the makeup that I already have, the makeup that I want to own, and my previous relationship with this person as an idol or someone I look up to, and I'm not going to support you anymore. I think that voting with your wallet is very important. And I've been really impressed with people's ability to do that. Like, honestly, I think it is admirable. I do. And I don't want this to turn into like a giving people cookies for the bare minimum type of situation, but I don't think that it is that, you know? It is very, very hard to actually take your idols to tasks for the messed up things that they do. So when people are able to do it, I'm very impressed. I've been on the internet for a long time. I would say my tangible like entrance to the internet as it is now is when I made a Tumblr when I was a sophomore in high school, which was back in 2010. So I have seen years upon years of people making horrible mistakes on the internet and saying really stupid things and apologizing and having those apologies accepted or not accepted, or doubling down on the stupid things that they've said, or saying worse things just to spite the people that are upset. And more than anything, I've seen a ridiculous twisting of what an opinion is, and I think that's what I want to talk about first. Every YouTuber, it seems, at some point in their career will say something in a video along the lines of like, oh, I can't say this because apparently you get attacked for having an opinion nowadays. You can have like controversial opinions and like whatever. I'm sure there are some YouTubers who do get people jumping down their throats for sharing like controversial but not harmful opinions. The whole like pineapple on pizza thing caused quite a bit of debate. I think it got pretty heated for some people. That's not the same thing as like either saying something like racist or transphobic or anti-Semitic or, you know, like ableist or homophobic or like misogynist or anything that is actively harmful to a different identity, or relentlessly defending someone who does say something like that. That's not the same thing as having a controversial opinion. That is upholding a structure that historically and also currently harms people directly. A thing that like is intrinsically linked to that like butchering of what an opinion is, the idol and hero worship that the internet in its like current form has and actively does cultivate, because we want to protect our faves. We are stans, we identify as stans, and as such, it is our job to defend our fave from whoever's attacking them. But it kind of leads into us like supporting stuff that we shouldn't be supporting. And that if it wasn't our fave saying it, we wouldn't be, you know? Criticism is also now taken as like personal attacks. These things are not opinions, you know? Kat Von D choosing not to vaccinate her child is a personal choice of hers, but it's still something that has the potential to harm other people. And I feel like I see dozens of examples of this all over the internet. Like the whole thing with PewDiePie last year with the whole Fiverr situation that I don't want to like get it. Like, it's not an opinion, it's anti-Semitism. Why are you defending this? You should know that. Even if you're 14 years old, you should know that. He at 28 should have known it, but you know, failing that, other people should know. When people rush to defend their faves, they treat any criticism, like I said, like a personal attack, but they will also treat what the fave did as like just a casual little oopsie slip up type situation. Well, yeah, he may have messed up, but you guys are being super mean. It's like the mess up was like a horrifically anti-Semitic phrase. The mess up was her like choosing to do something that could put other children in danger. Or like Kanye West, like the mess up was saying that black people chose to be slaves. Or oh my God, working with teenagers, which I just stopped doing, but I did it for the last 2 years. That's like a gold mine in trying desperately to get people to understand that the person they're supporting does bad things. Like the number of times I would have kids talk about that rapper like triple extentation or whatever, who like assaulted a woman, like gave this woman a black eye. And I recently read on Twitter that he like was put in a cell in jail, which he's in, with a guy who he thought was gay. And so the cellmate like looked at him while he was undressing or something, and he brutally beat him. And I'm still seeing people on Twitter being like, well, yeah, but you guys are being rude about it. In the wake of the PewDiePie thing from last year, I saw a lot of people say stuff along the lines of like, we still have to be respectful, you know? Like he may have messed up, but two wrongs don't make a right. We have to be nice. No, we don't. We don't, because paying people to hold up a sign that says death to all Jews because you think it's a funny meme and you don't know that Nazism is still a problem in the world, even though you're 28 and you live in Europe, that's not respectful. That's not a respectful thing to do. Why do I have to be lectured on respecting people who do things that disrespect other people? This is so disjointed, I'm so sorry. This is literally like 80 thoughts at once that are all tangentially related to each other. Something else I want to talk about, this is like barely even about Kat Von D anymore, but I don't like how when in the wake of some famous person or personality of some kind saying like a word or a phrase that is racist, sexist, transphobic, ableist, pick your thing. So many people, even those who aren't like active fans of the person in question, will rush to be like, well, yeah, but blank's not a racist. She's not an anti-Semite. She's not a transphobe. I don't want to like look at the track record of like how many things this person did that fall under this category. Although, I'm gonna be real, for some of these people, there is a true where there's smoke, there's fire sort of thing. What matters in that moment is that a racist thing was done. A transphobic thing was done. The fact of the matter is you did this thing that is disrespectful in this way, and you need to apologize for it. It's like, well, I'm not racist. I don't care. You did a racist thing. I don't care what you are. You did this. If I step on your foot and it was a complete accident, or at least it seems like an accident, it doesn't matter if it actually was an accident or if I was like planning on stepping on your foot from 2 blocks ago. I still did it, and I still need to apologize to you for stepping on your foot. This isn't complicated. We learn how to say we're sorry in 1st grade. I need to put something in the outer third of my eye, I swear to God. The worst part of it is the influence, you know? How many teenagers are parented by internet personalities, whether they know it or not, and whether their parents know it or not. Jake Paul recently put out a diss track against teachers. At this point, it's like the internet is a parody of itself, like just being so relentlessly irresponsible. Like I'm just frustrated because I love the internet and I've learned so much about how to communicate with people from being on the internet. And I think that's the weirdest thing about it, is it like the internet is like the Wild West. You could have such amazing experiences on it and such horrific ones. Like for every person that like finds a wonderful community in the internet, there's another person who's like being told to kill themselves every single day, and some of them do. Also, that whole defense of like, well, educate me. It's like, educate yourself. What? Like, why do I have to do it just because I'm mad at you? Like, why do I have to take the time out of my day to correct you? Why don't you take it upon yourself to do this? Like, it's such a weird, like, foisting of responsibility onto someone it doesn't really belong to. It's like, I already know my stuff, dude. Why don't you take the time to figure this out so you're not acting a fool on Twitter anymore? How about that? I feel like I'm sounding really mean right now. I feel really mean right now because there's a lot of freaking nonsense on Twitter that I have to see every day. So, sorry. I think that learning is important, and I really respect people who are aware of their own privilege and make that known, that they have that privilege and they're aware of the way that it benefits them. I think that is very admirable. Personal responsibility is not as common as it should be. I'm just having a breakdown now. This eye look is adorable though. Hi. Let's ruin it with some eyeliner. And I don't want to seem like I'm coming across as like, oh, I'm right and everyone else is stupid. I'm wrong about things all the time. I am so dumb. I want you to know that. I am a huge idiot, and I just like want people to be decent to each other. People act like that's harder than it is. I feel like a lot of internet people will be like, well, we have to see both sides of the issue and we have to like be centrists and we have to be moderate and whatnot. It's like, no, we don't, dude. Sometimes you can tell when something is objectively wrong. Kat Von D is formally being added to my list of internet people that I want to fight. Yes, I'm a Pisces, but my rising sign is Scorpio, so the edge has always been there. Nisi Pisa's list of people that I want to fight. Kat Von D, PewDiePie, Rice Gum, Logan and Jake Paul and their weird ass dad, iDubbbz, John Cookian, Sam Pepper, 2009 Shane Dawson, Tommy Lauren. I mean, Donald Trump's obvious. I would fight Kellyanne Conway, but that doesn't seem fair. That seems like that'd be the equivalent of fighting like a bunch of straws stacked together, or like one of those marker towers you used to make in elementary school, so I don't want to fight her. I want to fight Onision, but so does everyone else on the internet, so that doesn't even need to be said. For all the people who are going to unsubscribe from this, I get it. You know, I understand, but I just had to share my feelings. I really respect the YouTubers that have come out and been like, I really like Kat Von D, but this ain't it, sis. I think that takes a lot of courage and dedication, and I am impressed about how many people I have seen do that. I truly have not seen very many people be like, I'm still supporting Kat Von D and Kat Von D did nothing wrong, etc, etc. It's hard to call out your faves, you know? Like if Beyonce came out tomorrow and was like, hey, I don't like Armenian people. That's not what Beyonce sounds like. Hey, I don't like Armenian people. I'd be like, damn, should I delete Lemonade off my phone or nah? This is too much blush. I already know it. It's okay. Everyone has already unsubscribed, so they won't even see it. So yeah, that is today's video. I'm sorry if you didn't like this. I know I got like super worked up, but I had to release all of my like internet discourse related feelings, and thank you for letting me do that. If you didn't unsubscribe, before you leave, I need you to do a quick favor for me. If you could go ahead and have an amazing day for me, that would be non-problematic. And please consider scram-scribbing to my channel. Thank you again for watching. Goodbye. Say goodbye to no one because they all unsubscribe, sis. You are a hateful bitch. But my eyeshadow's high-key okay.